Hello everyone and welcome to Thrill Source. My name is Thrills New England. Today we are going to be looking at Six Flags New England 2020 new ride predictions. For this park, it's their 150th anniversary next year, and I think personally that one of two things is going to happen. They're going to go really big this year, or they're going to go really big next year. Now, the park hasn't been putting too much out about their 150th anniversary, so to me, it doesn't seem like they're putting too much emphasis on it because I feel like they would have already started to kind of advertise maybe at the end of last season a little bit as well. However, if they do decide to go big this year, I think that there are two possible things that they can get. And beyond that, I'm going to kind of tack on another prediction to this. I think that whatever Six Flags New England and Great Adventure, whatever the other one doesn't get, is going to be the addition that goes to the other park. So let me explain that a little bit. So I think for Great Adventure, they will be getting a launch coaster, probably from Premier or S&S, but I also think that that is a possibility for Six Flags New England. And the reason I think both of these is Great Adventure really needs a good launch coaster, and they have gone a long time without getting a brand new coaster. They have the space for it, so I think that's one of the main reasons that they could possibly get something like West Coast Racers. A lot of people are calling it East Coast Racers right now for the possible Great Adventure coaster. So I think that if Great Adventure does not get that launch coaster this year, I think that Six Flags New England is going to get a launch coaster. Now, I don't think that they're going to get anything as elaborate as East Coast Racers. I think Six Flags New England is going to go for a Max Force type ride, possibly even a Max Force clone. This is my home park, and I know for a fact that they do not have a lot of land to work with. They're definitely going to have to remove a couple things, possibly one of their two boomerangs that they have right now. They have the giant inverted boomerang and then the regular boomerang. The regular boomerang has been having some issues over the past couple years, so I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if that goes in place of a new coaster. We also have Goliath at Six Flags New England, which is that giant inverted boomerang. It's down for maintenance like a lot, way more than it's open, actually. But for some reason, the park keeps putting money into this and time into this, so I don't see Goliath, unfortunately, going anywhere anytime soon. But that area is where I would guess they would put a new coaster. They also have some space down behind their wooden coaster Thunderbolts, kind of down near a picnic grove where they have a lot of the Fright Fest houses. However, the park has said that that area is mostly swampland and would be pretty difficult to build on. So my guess would be it would go somewhere in that area where the two boomerangs are. Now, the other option for both of these parks is an RMC Raptor, or possibly for Great Adventure, an RMC T-Rex. So I think if Great Adventure does not get that, I think Six Flags New England would get the Raptor. It's a relatively small coaster, unfortunately relatively small capacity. However, this is something that I could see Six Flags New England absolutely investing in and absolutely putting into their park. It's a small enough footprint where they can move a couple things around and probably would still have room to put this. Like I said before, I'm thinking maybe in place of one of those boomerangs, or down in the DC area, they have a wild mouse named Gotham City Gauntlet, Escape from Arkham Asylum. I think they could move that around, maybe even move it to a different park, maybe send that to Great Escape or something, and put that Raptor there. I think that would be a great addition down to that DC area. They've been putting a lot of love into the DC stuff in recent years at Six Flags with the Joker and with Harley Quinn and Cyborg, so I could definitely see them building on that. So those are my predictions for Six Flags New England for next year. Those are the big predictions. Now, the second option is it, like I said before, they're going to go small this year so that they can go big next year. This year we got a flat ride. However, the water park has not gotten an addition since 2013 with their Bonsai Pipelines drop slide. So I could possibly see this year getting a water park edition. They could really use a mat racer. I think that would fit great at the park. Maybe even two things. Maybe even a mat racer and the new Enterprise rides, the Endeavor rides. This park also has two very similar flat rides now with Cyborg and with the Joker, which is a wipeout style ride. So I could see an Endeavor taking the place of that Joker flat ride, now called Kryptonite Collider, which is getting pretty old, pretty worn down. So I could definitely see that space being used for something bigger. It's a pretty big space. So just to wrap it up, to recap, 2 options for Six Flags New England next year. Either the smaller edition of a water park ride, possibly a mat racer, and that smaller flat ride, possibly an Endeavor. Or the other option is the bigger option, which is the SNS launch coaster similar to Max Force or that RMC Raptor. And like I said before, I think that whichever of those 2 coasters Six Flags does not get, either this year or next, I think is going to go to Great Adventure. All right, hey everybody, Thrills New England back here. Quick update for you. Since I made this video, Six Flags New England has begun teasing their 2019 edition. So what you're seeing right here, this is the image of one of their theaters, a theater marquee that's on their Main Street area. And as you can see here right in the middle, they've put 2 things on here. They've put the number 252, and then under that a date that says 8/28/2019. That has actually now been updated to say the 29th, which is the Six Flags announcement date. So that 252, a lot of debate came out about that when it was first released, but now the consensus seems to be that 252 is referencing DC Comics or Action Comics number 252, which was the introduction of Supergirl into the comics. So what a lot of people are saying this means, and I agree with this to some extent, is that the park will be getting one of those Enterprise rides that I talked about earlier in the video, now called the Endeavor. And I think the only thing holding me back from committing to this 100% is Six Flags St. Louis recently got the same type of ride, also named Supergirl. Now, we know that Six Flags likes to name a lot of their attractions with the same name. However, to my knowledge, I don't think that there is a ride like that, a flat ride, a clone of that with the exact name, with the exception of maybe Fireball. But I don't think there's anything like that in the DC theme. Maybe those Joker ride, the 4D coasters, but I don't know of any flat rides. I definitely wouldn't put it past Six Flags to do that. But that's the only thing that has me saying, well, maybe not. It won't be that exact thing. However, I think right now it's about 90% likely that will be the addition to Six Flags New England. It's going to be most likely that Endeavor ride themed to Supergirl, just like the one at St. Louis. So anyway, that'll do it for this quick update there at the end of the video. But for the video as a whole, my name has been Thrills New England, and thank you very much for watching Thrill Source.